Now let's dive into edit mode and truly understand what mesh is. So with our cube selected here, I'm going to press tab to go into edit mode. So the first thing I want to say is a little bit obvious, but we are working with mesh. So we should understand what exactly mesh is. Mesh is interconnected vertices, edges, and faces. So we need to learn how to select these. Take a look at the top left-hand side. It says vertex selection, edge selection, and face selection. The shortcut to go through these is 1, 2, and 3. So if I press 1 now, I can select all these vertices here, and it's the exact same selection method as we just did in objects. So hold down shift, we can select multiple here, and you'll see that we have one that is a white color and the other ones are an orange color. As you would expect, that white one, that is the active element. Now, did you see what I said there? Active element, not object, because we are now working with active elements. So keep that in mind. It's just something that's different. Remember, we're now inside of the object. The thing that's selected here last is the active element. You can have no active element by selecting everything here. So it's just something to keep in mind when you're working with all of this. I know it's a little bit complicated, but I promise this turns into second nature with a little bit of time. Okay, now that we've done that, let me press 3 because there's one other thing that's really important to understand. Now selecting this face here, so I press 3 and I'm selecting this face. Let's delete this face because I need to show you something really important. So press X and that brings up the delete menu, and I'm going to delete this face. Now we're looking inside of the cube, and here's the banger. Faces have an orientation. I know, that's a little bit weird, isn't it? And this orientation is called the normal. I know, it gets very weird. The only way that I can show you normals is by turning on the visibility of them. So let's head on over here to our overlays, and we're going to turn on face orientation, and we're also going to go down here to where it says normals. I'm going to click this on, and then we're going to make the normal nice and big. Okay. So what's going on here? Well, this blue line here, that is literally the normal Z axis. Yes, every single face has its own local space, and you can change that here where it says global. There is the normal. We're not going to get into that in this crash course because that is way too deep. But the thing to keep in mind here is blue is the outside face. That is the real normal location. The red is the inner face. Now this is really important because if you see red, it means that you technically have broken mesh. And broken mesh sometimes will not be read by an STL reader of any type because it says, hey, what's the inside and what's the outside? So things like slicers need to have good normals to be able to slice your 3D objects. Okay, now we have a great big hole here. How about we fill up this hole? So I'm going to press 2 for edge selection. I'm going to select this edge and select that edge there. I can right click and we'll have a context menu. And here we're going to have a whole bunch of operations that are going to come up. And here it is, fill. We can fill new face from edges. That's exactly what I'm wanting to do. There's so much in here. It's also inside of the mesh menu, vertex menu, edge menu, and face menu. But I'm just going to press F because F stands for fill in my head. So I'm going to press F and we fill that up. Now, very quickly, we're going to select this top face. So how would I do that? I'm going to press number 3 for face selection. And then I'm going to select this top face. Now that I have this face selected, all the transforms that I mentioned before apply once again. And you might see that there is a transform menu here for what is currently selected. So I can change things right here, or I can also press G and move this around. Now you might have just quickly seen a little thing that happened there. If you press G and Z and then you flip this and you push it through itself, its normals are going to flip. So I'm going to press A and press G and Z and bring this up so it's nice and visible for us. We now have flip normals, which we know that this is broken mesh. So how can I fix this? Let's press A to select it all. And the best and quick way to do this is Shift N. Again, all of this is here. We're going to go to face, no, not face, sorry, mesh, then normal. Here it is, recalculate the outside, Shift N. And that's going to refix our normals. Okay, that there is enough for right now. We're going to go through a whole bunch more stuff here in edit mode, all of the tools and all of that good stuff. But let's bring this back to normality. So I'm going to click here, turn off face orientation, and turn off this normal visibility. However, this face orientation is really useful to be able to turn on and off very quickly, and going into the overlays every single time, it's going to get really tedious. So I want to create myself like a shortcut for it. And to do that, right click on any operation you see in Blender, and you're going to have something called your quick favorites. I'm going to add it to my quick favorites. Okay, that is now added in my quick favorites. And to activate your quick favorites, press Q. Here's my quick favorite. There it is, face orientation. I'll turn it on. I can turn it off, pressing Q, quick favorites off. Now there is one last thing I need to tell you. Let's press Tab and go into object mode. Press Q. Your quick favorites is now empty. Quick favorites is dependent in the mode that you're in. So if you're wanting that in object mode, you have to go in here and add it as well. I'm going to leave it all just inside of edit mode for now. Okay, that's it for this minute.